Hey everybody, welcome back to the last video of the year on this channel for Gideon stuff. I have been doing a lot of these selfie style videos, camera pointing at my ugly mug. I'm going to be ready to be done with those. Don't worry guys, we'll be getting back to reviews in January. Actually we have one more of these videos on January 1st, tomorrow. So I apologize. But, what is today's video about? Today, we're going to be talking about my top 10 most used / carried and or both, whatever you want to call it, knives of 2021. And for me, this is kind of more special than my Knife of the Year videos because I'm not restrained by, it had to be something that came out this year or it had to be something that I bought this year. This really just kind of shows my preferences as a knife person, what I carry, what my EDC calls for. And to me, that's always more interesting. That's more special. So, I'm very excited for this list. Alright, where should we even start? I'm not even sure if I have these in particular order. The last two will be ordered, but you know what, let's start here. I know where we'll start with, drum roll please, the Spyderco Pm2. And technically this one, this is my S110V version. I love this Pm2 guys, I really do. And my S110V version gets used a lot, not just as a size comparison on the channel, but I mean, this is my go-to cardboard destroyer. S110V is a steel that I do not trust, like, out in the woods because of how brittle it is. I am not qualified to sharpen it, that's for sure. But, I mean, as far as just a cardboard destroying hellhound, works pretty good. And I love the PM2. The ergos are really nice. As you can see here, I do have the Tanto now, and I'm very excited to have this one. This is going to be my out in the woods next summer working PM2, and I have been carrying it quite a lot after I got it, but yeah, I love the PM2. It's a great knife. Great knife. Okay, next we will go with, I have all my knives around here. Okay. We'll go with this one. This is the We Knives Mine Axe. And it's a Ferrum Forged design. And I just really like this knife a lot. It speaks to me on a design level. I think it looks just fabulous. It's a good performer. The action is pretty good, actually. About what I would want it to be. The detent is a little light for the flipper, but, the reverse flick is excellent. And having the detent be a little bit lighter means you don't have to be so careful about having your fingers on the lock bar. It'll still come out really nice. But Ferrum Forged design, great ergos. You can check out the review for this knife on my channel. There's some humorous stories in there. But, yeah, great knife. Love it a lot. Put that there. Next, we'll go ahead and go to this knife. This is one that has... I love carrying this knife. It's the Rough Rider Reserve Swirl Center Whittler. This is definitely my favorite EDC traditional slip joint for so many reasons. I mean, it just looks sexy. Doesn't it? That looks really good. The ergos are very nice, and this area here is what sells it to me as an EDC knife, because this means I can get my finger up here and I can prevent the blade from closing, and that's really good. I love that a whole lot. But great walk and talk. Oh, hear that snap? Oh, it's just so nice. Love this knife. I actually gave my dad one of these for Christmas and he loves it too. It's just fabulous. Whoops. Sorry about that, got interrupted. Anyways, I was talking about the Rough Rider Reserve Swirl Center Whittler. Great user knife. especially if you're into traditional slip joints. It is just gorgeous. Do not have a review of this yet, but I do have an unboxing video you can check out. Go to my Rough Rider playlist. I've been carrying it in this little pocket slip that's actually from Tuya knife, but love that knife a lot. Okay. You know what? Let's talk about this guy next. So the Tucson Ts-301, and this is my favorite Tucson, and for so many reasons. So slicey. I love the way this looks. I mean, you guys know I love my clip points, and I've called this the cowboy knife because honestly to me this does not look like it would be out of place in the Wild West. You know, I don't know, it just kind of gives me those vibes. It's obviously the buoy, and for some reason the micarta and carbon fiber. I don't know, I love this knife so much. It looks fantastic, performs amazing. The action is what you'd expect from a Tucson. Do you have a review on this knife? And this knife and me have a very special bond because this knife about chopped my finger off. This finger here, and let's see if you guys can see that scar. If it'll focus on my finger, not my face. But I still don't have feeling in the tip of my finger because of this knife and a dog. But, yeah. Really cool knife. Love it. Definitely my favorite Tucson. One of my favorite knives of all time, honestly. And I just could not keep it out of my pocket. Great knife. And, yeah, not a whole lot to be said there. Go check out the review or something. Next, we'll go to this knife here. This is the Bestech Paladin, and I love this knife. Love this knife. In fact, I'm a fan of Bestech in general, and when people ask me why, I tell them, go look at my review for the Bestech Paladin, because this knife to me is just packed with amazing details, great action. You know, I like this knife so much, and I talk about this knife so much, I convinced my buddy Sharpened Blade to buy one. Go check out his channel. And his has a weak detent. Mine, it has a detent that is so good it is impossible to fail. Love this knife. I dyed it blue. This was the tan G10 version, which I dyed a like denim blue. So, I mean, right there, you guys know it's a keeper. Just, there's so much about this knife that I love. I can't even go into all of it here. Definitely check out the review. Again, go to my channel playlist in the Bestech playlist. But it's just such an amazing user knife. It's just so good. I cannot praise this knife enough. Love the Bestech Paladin. Mwah! Chef's kiss. Very nice knife. Okay, where do we want to go next? Let's go a little bit weird. This is the Real Steel Metamorph Flipper. This was a Blade HQ exclusive. I have called this the most drop-shot budget knife in the world. I have a whole video about it. Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to do a review on this knife because it was a exclusive. I might, though, because it was like, I bought this knife for like 25 bucks, I think. 14C 28N, G10. Oh my gosh. Yeah. But that action is not what I love about it so much. In fact, I didn't really like this knife a whole lot when I first got it. I thought it was a little bit, I don't know, it just wasn't my style. But I found a pretty solid use for it. This became my running knife. When I was down, you know, obviously if you don't know yet, college student. So down my city apartment, in the evenings, I like to go on runs because, as you guys can tell, I am just the figure of fitness. But I like to go on runs. And I would wear basketball shorts, and I wanted to carry a knife with me, but, you know, nothing too clanky. This worked fantastically. It's lightweight, very narrow, and yeah, this became my running knife. So every night, I'd slip on a pair of basketball shorts, throw this in the pocket, and away I went. So yeah, I did grow a fond appreciation for this knife. Still not something that I would say is super my style, or, you know, it's not my favorite knife ever, but I do have a solid use for it, and it is a good knife. It really is a good knife. So, yeah. There's that guy. Next up, let's go here. CJRB Scoria. This is a knife where as soon as it was announced, I knew I had to have it. It looks just, this is exactly my style of knife. And especially in this blue micarta, this denim micarta. This is a Knife Center exclusive. Oh, this knife. I love this knife so much. I love the titanium accents. Love the action. Love the blade. AR RPM9 is one of my favorite steels. I'm not sure if we can see on this guy, but my camera, this one I have put a mirror edge on. My camera hates anything reflective, but love this knife. It has been my favorite around campus carry, my favorite in the city type carry knife. Scoria is right up my alley. I'm a geology student, and scoria is a type of volcanic rock. So, yeah, definitely love this knife a lot. And I guess talking about being a geology student, let's go on to my next most used and carried knife. And this is a little bit of a weird one. This one some of you might laugh, but it's another Rough Rider. It's a Rough Rider Copper Swirl Cub. And this knife lives in my watch pocket, especially when I was at school. And one of the things that I use it for most is mineral testing. I'll take this knife out and I will, you know, it's very non-threatening, so I could like take it out in lab and stuff and, you know, scratch a little piece of something on it, or I could scratch a piece of something with it, you know, tell me the hardness of it. This was great for just, you know, small cuts. When I was around the apartment, this was always in my pocket, even if I didn't have another knife. So, you know, opening little packages or anything, this was my go-to knife. And I must say, I love this knife so much. It's just, I mean, it's nothing fancy. This is a $9 knife, but man, I just love it. It's got a like 1.5-inch blade, and I don't know, it's just, I can't say anything else. It's just a good knife. I love it. It's cute. All right, now we're getting down to the meat and potatoes. The last three. Yeah. Wait a second. Did I make this a top 11 video? Guys, I think we just learned that I can't count. Fun. Oh, well, whatever. Let's go on ahead to number whatever this is. The Andrew Dimco 80-20.5. Look, this is the new kid on the block this year. Everyone loves it. Yes, I love it too. No, I'm not a shield. It just is a great knife. And specifically this version, the fully serrated shark's foot. I do now have a plain edge clip point version of this knife, but this was the one that I had longer, carried more, and I still carry it. I was worried about the fully serrated edge. It has not really stopped me from carrying this knife. In fact, I'm working on a video all about carrying a fully serrated knife, my experiences with it, what I think. But, you know, when I bought this knife, I mainly just want to get a hold of the Shark Lock because, you know, that is kind of the star of the show. But it's just a great knife. It's a really, really good knife. So, there we go. All right, let's count these knives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Gosh, I'm an idiot, guys. You know what? We're going to make this a top 12 list because I had a knife I was going to list as an honorable mention, but we'll just throw it in here. Anyways. Sticking with the Dimcos, the 8015. This is my favorite knife, possibly ever. And there are a lot of reasons for that. One of them is I just find it to be attractive. I find it to be unique. And, you know, this year I also carry the 8015 Light a lot, but we're going to group these in together. I love having this knife in my pocket when I'm out working in the woods over the summer. I definitely use it a lot, beat the heck out of it, and it just keeps asking for more. That is just... And yes, I can reverse flick it. Love this knife. It's always going to be on a... Probably always going to be on a top 10 or 11 or 12 or whatever list of knives I carried that year. But yeah, okay, so let's go on to what was going to be the honorable mention, but the CJRB Feldspar. Not this version, but the I carried a lot of them actually. I have 4 of these knives. And I just switched through them. The large Feldspar, the small Feldspar, D2 version, S35N version, AR Pm2 version. I love the Feldspar. And that was the reason it was going to be an honorable mention, is because I wasn't carrying the same Feldspar all the time, but I swap between all the Feldspars I have a lot. You guys know me. I love the Feldspar. My favorite budget knife design. And, yeah, there we go. Okay, let's close off this list with the Cold Steel Srk. Now, this knife came with me to work every day this summer. I work in the woods during the summer times, and even when I was reviewing other knives that I was carrying, I always had this on my hip. I did do a review on this knife, but, you know, every day to work with me in the woods, camping with me, you know, just... This is one of those knives that is just such a good, straightforward tool that can't not be mentioned. And I am losing my natural light. I have this big, huge window here in front of me, and the light's just going away over the mountain because it's winter time. Right now it's 3:54, and the sun is almost down. And there's a storm rolling in, so it's very dark and cloudy outside, so... Woohoo! Not great for filming, but yeah, love this knife. Love this knife a lot. Carry it a lot. So there you have it. My top 10 or 12 or whatever, I'm illiterate, list of my most carried knives. Yeah. Tomorrow I'm going to have another discussion type video. And then we're going to be getting right back into reviews and kind of, you know, the channel as normal stuff. But it's the last day of 2021. I want to wish all of you a very happy new year. I hope that if 2021 was not a good year for you, that 2022 is better. I hope that if 2021 was a great year for you, that 2022 is even better. But, yeah, I've been Gideon. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Adios.